And Governor Kaine, we just heard from RNC Chair Michael Steele, and he says that GOP victories, particularly in Virginia, are actually the voters' rejection of liberal tax and spend policies that Washington Democrats are trying to force on Americans. Those are his words. Do you agree that it had to do with what was going on in Washington, some of the concerns about spending?
I really don't, Karen. I think that Michael may have changed his positions from last night. Last night, we were together on Larry King, and he said that it was not a referendum at all on President Obama. President Obama actually remains very popular in Virginia with strong job approval numbers, better than a year ago when he was elected. And the same holds true in New Jersey. Exit polls show in New Jersey and Virginia both the voters approve of the way President Obama is handling the most difficult economic situation that the nation has been through since the 1930s.
He had strong approval ratings, but we actually have seen, though, that they've dropped. Back in February, he had a 67% approval rating. CNN's latest poll has him at 54%. And the big areas of concern, or weak spots, I guess you could say, for the president have been the handling of the war in Afghanistan and the handling of the economy. So the question is, how much of these Democratic losses are a referendum on the job the White House, the administration, is doing right now on those two key issues?
Well, in exit polls in both Virginia and New Jersey, strong majorities of citizens said their vote was based on local issues and was not at all connected with their views of the president. When they were asked then about their views of the president in exit polls in both states, they had good things to say about their approval of the way he was handling his job. You are right that the president had honeymoon numbers right after Inauguration Day. Those honeymoon numbers never last, but he is more popular today among the American public than he was on Election Day last year when he won that historic race. And in Virginia, the most recent poll that I've seen, huge sample size poll, had his approval rating with Virginia voters at 57%, which is very, very strong. So I think you just need to read these as local races with local concerns. That's traditionally been the way these two races have gone in the years after the presidential race. But the president is quite popular in both New Jersey and Virginia.
Well, in New Jersey, also, Republican Chris Christie won 60% of independents. In your state of Virginia, the GOP candidate winning 66% of independents. And a year ago, Barack Obama, as the candidate, won independents in both of those states. Why do you think that independents who heavily favored candidate Obama went for the GOP this time around?
Well, we're going to have to scratch our head a little bit on that one, Karen, because, again, on independents, the recent polling that I've seen, the Washington Post did a poll a couple of days ago that showed the president's favorability among independents nationally at 55%. Now, he won 52% of independents' votes last year, so that means today, again, he is north of where he was last year in terms of favorability among independents. So why he remains strong with independents and the two gubernatorial candidates had trouble, that's something that we're going to have to take a look at. But when asked about the president, independents still approve of the way he is handling this most difficult economy since the 1930s. We're seeing GDP growing again in a robust way for the first time in nearly 2 years, and other economic trends beginning to move the right way. The rate of job losses is being cut. We didn't get into this problem overnight, and we're not going to climb out overnight, but I think independents and the mass of American voters understand this president is leading us to a better place.
All right, well, I said we'd get